It was an incredibly short statement. A, why? And B, did we learn anything from it?
Yes, we learned that there is an agreement, that the agreement will go until early December, and that's apparently all the details that Chuck Schumer has to offer us right now. We are waiting to hear more details about exactly what this agreement will look like. One thing we'll be looking for, do they name a dollar amount as far as a temporary debt ceiling raise? Do they put a time limit on it? As well as just trying to figure out how many Republicans might go along with this. I mean, they have to have 10, but it will be interesting to see if the other 40 Republicans wind up supporting this short-term measure or not. So I think we're going to be taking a look just as this story continues to unfold. We are expecting a vote today, which means that senators get to board all of their scheduled flights and fly back to their home states. But at this point, and we're also seeing the Dow going up at this point. So it seems like we are going to be able to avert defaulting on the debts on October 18th. And now we have a showdown set for early December, which, if you remember, is when the U.S. government is currently funded through. By December 3rd, we'll have to have a new plan for spending the U.S. government and a new plan on raising the debt limit.
Yeah, S&P at the highest session. But as you point out, those twin limits, which we were just dealing with a few days ago, back in focus. Something that I was also interested in, do we know if they're going to let the funds that they had to use to get us to this point to extend payments? Do we replenish those funds? Because that's also going to matter in terms of when that drop dead date actually is.
That is a great question, and that's one that reporters have been asking since last night, trying to get a sense of, does early December mean early December, or is it actually more mid-December, late December? How is that going to work? I think, once again, it's going to be something, this is truly breaking news. I mean, people who've been watching the show saw me on here, 15 minutes ago, saying we don't know yet, and now we know something. It's very much developing, and we'll definitely be keeping Bloomberg audiences informed as we begin to know more.
In terms of the impact that this is going to have on the other aspects being debated in D.C. at the moment, and I'm talking about both the physical and the human infrastructure programs that the Biden administration is trying to push through. Like, we've seen the Republicans, McConnell, slowing things down effectively by what he's been doing. Does this continue that process of meaning that the Democrats have got to focus here rather than focusing over here on where they want to spend their time?
Well, if you ask lawmakers, they always like to say that they have the ability to walk and to chew gum. So I'm sure there will be some who will continue to work on the debt limit. And I mean, even this week, it hasn't been big in the headlines, but President Biden did hold 2 separate meetings with groups of lawmakers, asking them what their bottom line is going to be. I've spoken with lawmakers' offices who say they're in touch with the White House every day on what this social spending plan is going to look like. I think in the minds of Democrats and lawmakers on Capitol Hill, their new deadline for this social spending plan is October 31st. And so that does mean that that's a little bit closer now than the debt limit. But let's be clear, both of these issues are very tricky and difficult in their own way, and it's going to be taking some time for both of them.
Yeah.